Good morning, Big Brother fans. It is Thursday, July 31st. We have reached eviction day number 3. And pretty sure we know who's going. Well, we're down to the 2 again, right? It's going to be one of 2 people. I would say Will is safe. I would say Adrian is safe unless he's up against Will. And there you go. Kelly's probably getting evicted. It's going to be Kelly or Adrian that's evicted tonight. If not, it will be, Kelly or Adrian getting evicted, right? And it's Kelly's. Kelly needs to win the blockbuster competition in order to stay. Adrian just needs to not be up against Will, which is what would happen if Kelly wins the blockbuster. So, and there's been talk of a tie vote. I talked about a tie vote. I don't think it's going to happen. From the sounds of it, I think it'll lean into to keep Will, to keep peace in the house among this super alliance. Vince and Zach have been talking, and I think they've decided that if it comes down to Will and Adrian, they will vote out Adrian to appease the other members of their 6-person big, I don't know if they came up with a name yet, but their Heavy Hitters 2.0 alliance, as it were. Other stuff that went on yesterday, not a ton. Alliances, people talking. There was, it looks like late night, overnight, there was a bunch of, Ashley was feeling quite flirty, kind of. Like, I can't even get a read on it. If she's just being over the top silly. I don't know if Ashley truly has a crush on Zach, but Zach seems to definitely get, she had the attention of Morgan, maybe has the attention of Ashley. I don't know. But that was a little bit of stuff that went on yesterday. At some point, who was it that told her? I can't remember who told Ava, maybe, and I'm not sure if Rachel was involved or not, but somebody was advising Ashley that she might have been annoying Morgan with her flirtiness towards Zach, right? You got me. I don't. There's no showmances going on in the house. The closest thing to showmance might be Riley and Catherine, and I sure hope that doesn't happen for Catherine's sake. But I seem to be one of the few people on Blue Sky that isn't completely annoyed by Catherine, and I'm guessing I've just missed the super annoying parts. I'm not saying she's like an amazing player or anything, but she just hasn't done anything to make me be annoyed with her, right? What else? I saw another alliance, and I use that term very loosely, with Mickey and Ashley and Will. They apparently didn't have an alliance already, and they formed one, and it was like Peach Cobbler, I think was the name. Peach Pie? I'm not sure. Peach something. So that quote formed, which leads me to think about the Morgan. I thought Morgan and Mickey were a solid alliance, but they really haven't been for the last week at least. I thought that was going to be a ride or die final 2 alliance. Those 2 I thought were going to really stick together, but they are not. And I don't know who is the lesser person in that alliance. I don't know who wants out of it more. I think Mickey is annoyed with Morgan with the amount of game talk she does, and that may be why it's not as strong as it could be. I'm just not sure. But the fact that Mickey and Ashley and Will are trying to form an alliance and not include Morgan, who was kind of in tight with them as well, So that's going on. I posed a question earlier this morning about who anybody thinks. I said, and I think I may have said it yesterday or the day before, who's the final 2? Are there any ride or die alliances in this house? And last I checked, the only suggestion was Rachel and Ava. And I don't think that's a ride or die. I think that is totally an alliance of convenience on both sides. Rachel didn't go looking for Ava until Amy was on her way out, right? That was kind of a joke. I made a meme about it, and it was very successful because it was like suddenly Rachel is paying attention to Ava because she knows Amy's gone. So that's, Ava was a second choice for Rachel, and Ava has a crush on Rachel. She talks about it. It was joked about last night. There's a couple different videos of Ava saying, she wouldn't kiss anyone in the house except Rachel. And she's kind of joking, but is she? Right? So is she got on, rose-colored glasses? Is she just seeing Rachel? Is it the star power? Does she realize she knows Rachel's a big player, so it would be very good to, be associated with her? I think it was Adrian maybe yesterday that said he thinks everyone in the house wants to bring Rachel to the final two because they all think they'll beat her because everyone says they're never going to vote for Rachel to win, which is what Rachel's going to have to do, right? Rachel's going to have to get to the end, and at which point she says, you all should never have taken me to the end, and that's why I should win. That's the angle that, along with any other arguments Rachel comes up with, and she may win. She may win, if she makes it to the final. I wouldn't take Rachel to the final two. I would not do that. Well, not my game. But those are kind of the things that are going on. I'm trying to think of anything. Last night's TV show was kind of I joked that it'd be 45 minutes to an hour worth of the Power Veto stuff. It was only a half hour of the Power Veto competition. And as I watched it, this laser competition, I thought, this is boring. We can't tell it was not obvious, when them transversing these lasers is not easy to see on our TV screens, and not easy to understand angles and the way that, and so it was more of them saying similar things, each of them saying similar things, and then you would get a beep like, oh, you crossed the line, and then they'd go back and start over. The dialogue was really lacking as they talked about their navigating, and the actual visuals were not that. It wasn't that interesting. I think it was a U-shaped course. I think, because they never really, or if they gave us a good overview of how it worked. I just don't know. It was fine. It was what it was. But I think that particular competition, where all you're doing is navigating a course to one end, picking something up and bringing it all the way back to the other end, and every time they hit a buzz, they had to start over from either the beginning or from the halfway point. It was really not that great. It was not riveting television. So yeah, I remember the first time they did the laser competition. We thought it was the coolest thing in the world. It was in the backyard, and it was cool. But at this point, at least with this one, no. It wasn't that good. And then the movie, turns out that they only got to watch the movie on the screen in the head of household. They've done it up big. You guys know. They've done it up big before, where they have put a big screen TV in the head of household room, set up a couch, set up popcorn. I guess they decided, we don't have the budget for that this year. We don't have the manpower or the woman power to clean out the head of household room and set it all up as a movie theater, so we're just going to put it on the screen up there and you guys sit on the bed and watch the movie. And maybe they did that last year. I don't remember, but I just noticed it. They had them go in the back. So it turns out the backyard was closed Sunday night because they were setting it up so that they could bring a car into the backyard with a person in a costume as the fox from this movie. As Keanu, in theory, announced his choices for the movie. Well, he'd done it much earlier in the day. That's why they were dressed up. That's why Rachel was wearing a dress. That's why Vinny was dressed up in the way he was. And that's why Ava was dressed up as well. The three of them knew they were going to the movie. If you watch that show, if you haven't watched the show yet and you do, look at everybody else. They're in shorts and T-shirts and just day wear, just comfortable, because they're not going anywhere, and they knew it, so they didn't get dressed up. The three that were going got dressed up, and it's fine. I just kind of was amused that they made it sound like Keanu was choosing right at that moment. This is, again, where it's not real. It's not reality. It's fake reality TV, right? Um, anything else to tell you? No, I don't think so. I think we've wrapped it up. I'm hopeful that we get something to mix things up a little bit with this next head of household. We'll see though. We'll see. I have no idea. I don't know. I already heard people talking about nominations for next week, and it's like it's the same people. It's the same people again. Pull one of the four out, or pull one of the three out, right? Four if you Keanu. So you got Keanu, Kelly, Will, and Adrian up, right? Those are the four that were nominated this week. It's very likely that the three remaining will find themselves on the block next week, along with another person potentially. That's where we're at. As long as Keanu's in the house, he's going to be everybody's number one target, and Keanu knows it. So it's like everybody else is pawns, and you hope that Keanu doesn't win, and he has one. But he's got two chances to save himself. So it's. All right, let's get to another week. Let's get to a head of household. I will talk to you guys tomorrow and let you know who the next head of household is, hopefully tomorrow when I talk to you. Unless, as the house guests were speculating more recently, that it might be the pressure cooker. I don't think it will, because I think it would have been teased by Julie, because that way people are prepared for it, because it would be an overnight thing, and something would be going on, this time tomorrow would still probably be going on. Or will it? I don't know. I'm not sure this cast is capable of going that long. I don't think they think it's that important. I think they'd be more concerned with beating just a couple of few people, and once those few people were out, to be like, we don't care now. We don't want it. Yep. We're done talking. Have a happy Thursday. Hope you guys are all well, and we will talk to you tomorrow. See you later. Bye-bye.